Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Well, sorry, viewer discretion advised. There will be cussing involved, vulgar language involved. We're back with Simple Review in the kitchen area. And after watching The Serpent and the Rainbow, which I didn't really care about it, was not a fan of it. We are now, I got back to action film, and I got, because the last movie I've seen this guy in, I mean, he's a pop culture icon and stuff, but I mean, I had to go back because the last movie he was in, it was older titles. It was the '90 title. It was The Hitman, That's Chuck Norris, and we got Missing in Action, which basically there's also two movies that follow this, but then again, Missing in Action 2 is a prequel of this movie. So basically, this is basically the second film, and it's basically Missing in Action 2, but but really it's because it's funny how this movie was filmed, and this movie and the second movie was filmed at the same time almost, or back to forth or whatever, and this was supposed to be the second one. Well, then the producer's like, so because basically it can be because the way it was shot, because it has Chuck Norris, and he's Colonel, he's Colonel James Braddock, and he escaped the POVs, the prisoner of war camps in North Vietnam 7 years ago. No, he spent 7 years ago and escaped 10 years ago. And he ends up coming up to, he starts out so he's getting flashbacks from the war, and there's a dream of him having his PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder, whatever the hell it is, and he kamikazes himself and kills him. But he wakes up, and he eventually, because they wanted him to go over there, because he always had the thought of, there's more prisoner of wars there, but he never went up there. But he says, I'll go. So he ended up going with Lenore. She plays Anne. I think she plays some political person. And also in the senator, I believe. I believe so, Senator Porter. And he ends up, and what he does, he's there and had the whole interview, and the general, I think that's James Hong. Damn, he's still alive too. James Hong, who plays General Tayu or whatnot, he plays the general. And you know who he is. He's the guy. James Hong is the guy who played in Wayne's World 2 as Wayne's girlfriend, which I forgot her damn name. Damn, but her father, the hockey, the little thing they had. But he goes up to him, there's prisoners of war still here. And he's like, oh no, there's not here. I'm not doing impersonations because I can't do one. But and then what he does, he's out. He gets a hotel room and just people kind of watch him and whatnot, So he ends up getting a bunch of wine coolers and stuff like that, and goes to Lenore's room. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had a fling going on. There was no backstory to that. But he did end up going to the damn. He starts taking clothes off, and the one's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he decides he goes out the window, and he stealthily goes out there, and he goes to General Tyru or whatever his name went on here, and he gets the. He closes his eyes and he puts a knife up to him, saying, is their prisoner of war still here? I mean, where the hell are they at? And he tells him, but then he about to leave, and then Trejo tries to shoot him, and then Chuck Norris just throws a knife and kills him, and he ends up killing 5 other people without them. Well, they see him, but they kills him before they knew it. But what he does, he hurries and climbs up right in time, nick of time, and then Lenore's watching on, but she gets in there at the time, and he tears her clothes off, there's teasing and everything, and if they're having sex in bed or whatever, and they blow in the door and everything. Well, so what the hell are you doing? Yeah, he's like, what the hell are you doing? My impersonation is interpretation is like, I'm trying to get fucking my dick licked. And so that's what all starts with. And then after that, the whole thing, he's watched because he's like, they can't trust him. Well, they also said, you leave tomorrow. And then he did leave. But he still had people going after him. So he ended up going to Thailand to meet his buddy Tuck, who's played by Emmett Walsh, who he's been in a bunch of movies. He's been in Blood Sample and some others. I don't remember. The only movie I know he's in is Blood Sample. He's in others, but the only one I know is Blood Sample because of watching the scary scenes, the Bravo's scariest moments, which I watch back and forth all the time. But he ends up getting him, and he wants to get his boat because he wants his boat back to go to Vietnam, you know. And oh yeah, there's a random scene here because he's this bar supposedly in Thailand, Bangkok, is basically at a bar. There's hookers there because there was a scene when he's talking to me now, like one of the bartenders, like, you know, where's Tuck at? And he kept like bribing him money because he wouldn't tell him, but then he's like, all right, I'll see that. You know, he goes in, and then all of a sudden, just before the scene cuts, this fat ass white dude just puts over a Thailand topless bitch, like he's paying for her. Like she's a fucking like just picks her up and on the damn counter like she's fucking like a candy bar. Look, I want this pussy here, please. Well, that'll be $100, sir. Here's your $100. It's like that's how it was, but there was no. That was just a little random thing I wanted to say, and I forgot the other one too. Fuck, because they kept telling like little random notions before the scene would cut, after Chuck Norris or someone went away. But then he ends up getting like Buddy, and they go up there, and then he starts just action, just killing these motherfuckers. And the one guy who was the prisoner of war that held him captive, he ended up killing him later on, him with an axe, like axe in his heart probably. But so far he goes up there, and then he finds the prisoners of war, the POWs, and he gets them. Tuck dies though, but he dies as a martyr. He tries to shoot, but they kill him though. And the helicopters come up and go around and just back and forth killing and whatnot. I liked how they say it, like he was saying the prisoners. The prison wars got him, like helped out too. They thought that he was someone else, and it's like, no, you're going home. You know, because they've been there for a while or whatnot. But and they basically, I mean, that's how it ends. Basically, it's basically an all-action out flick. Supposedly, besides, this got negative. I mean, the critics fucking it got overwhelmingly negative reviews. This was also a ripoff towards the Rambo flick. But then again, I mean, part 2. I was gonna say because part 1, I mean, it was in the city, but. And this guy says, Scott Weinberg, a E-film critic, he gave it 2 stars out of 5, right? And Norris does Stallone badly. I mean, then they're saying in a BBC article entitled "Rambo Pretenders to the Throne," Almer Halfison, whatever the fuck that is, wrote the runaway success of the Rambo trilogy inspired dozens of ripoffs, citing that the Missing in Action series was the most famous of Rambo clones. You know, it's just, man, these fucking critics are fucking stupid. I mean, oh my god. Because the Rambo First Flight Part 2 is in Vietnam too, and so you're gonna get the rip-off films, but you know what? Who gives a shit? Because you know what? This fucking film earned a Canada profit like $6.5 million at Canada Films. This fucking film did fucking well. Look, despite overwhelming negative reaction, this film was a commercial success, became one of Chuck Norris' most popular films. It was also his first film with the Cannon Group, which he did the Cannon Group with that movie from Hitman. This was more better. This is total 80s. This was in 1984. You know, you can say it's a ripoff or whatnot, but I don't give a fuck about it. It's I didn't like it because it was just Norris was mimicking old Adrian. Oh, you know, Rambo. Yes, Rambo Part 1. I mean, First Blood. I mean, well, actually, never mind. I mean, First Blood. Then Rambo First Blood Part 2. I mean, yeah, Rambo, those were good too, you know. But then again, there's always going to be some rip-offs because you need something different. Ooh, we can create it this way. How about we create it that way? I mean, you can make a damn film either way just to do it a different kind of standpoint. Because right here, now, I like to do the Rambo series. I mean, because I've seen them all before. It's just been a long time. But all of a sudden, I mean, my dad, Steve, says, oh, I don't like Chuck Norris because he can't act. You know, I don't care. He was good in this film. War film. Getting guns, killing everybody. The fucking kung fu scenes or fight scenes. Kung fu scenes. But at the end of the day, I mean, let's just go for it. Do I recommend this film? Yeah, because it's a fucking good 80s flick, action flick. Chuck Norris whooping some ass. You know, and he saves fucking our people. You know, but I don't know. I'm gonna just finish off. Good film. Credit here, give it a B. You know, it just, yeah. I mean, it was okay. It was all right, and I'm gonna check out the series because this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, whatever, I'll be going back to the library once again, and they have the second and the third one in a double pack, which that will be another series because if I can get those done, that'd be the second movie series prior to Critters series that I did a whole collection of. I did the whole series. But like I said, Missing Action, fucking good movie. I don't give a shit if it's a rip-off or whatnot. It was a fucking fantastic film to me. And that's all I gotta say on this simple review, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.